Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Plant Mama from Pacific Northwest, and I would like to give you some updates on my Hoya collection. So just a brief history. It's actually really cold here right now in Pacific Northwest, and so I am taking care of my indoor gardens most of the time, and one of my collection is my Hoya collection. These are new cuttings that I'm propagating. I have other Hoyas that's still in terrariums, and and I've been collecting Hoya more than a year now, and I have some that came from some plant friends or people who are actually hobbyists from Florida. Some of them are from California. We do swap cuttings. Last year I got some cuttings from Russia. I actually ordered it from Russia, and this one. This is one of my favorites. This is what do you call Hoya Polyneura Broget, and I found out that it's not really available here in the US, so I purchased a cutting and propagate it. So one thing that I really like about my Hoya collection is they actually thrive with neglect. You don't have to water them every other day, unlike my other plants that very needy. This Hoya collection that I have, I only water them during summer months every week or even 1.5 weeks. They're still okay. During cold weather, I don't I think it's more than 2 weeks they're okay. You will see it. If they need water, the leaves will be all wrinkly, so that tells me that they need to water them. And you do not want to water them so much because they rot. The stems rot when you actually leave them in a very wet substrate. So for the medium, I actually prefer moss or semi-hydro. Semi-hydro is, you have the leca and water with nutrients. For moss, I have damp moss that I usually put them in water with nutrients, and then I check if the moss is really dry. That's the only time that I water it. I always check first before watering my Hoyas. They don't want to be in a wet condition, but they want to have high humidity. And because Hoyas are epiphytes, they climb trees. In Southeast Asia, they climb trees. You'll see them, their stems, they have they grow roots in their stems. You can see it here, right? Because they're epiphytes, so they can actually absorb water through that. It doesn't have to be the roots under the soil. And some of them, they have chunky mix. You can see it here. I have chunky mix there. And then some of them, most of them actually, I'm transferring most of my Hoya in leca, but that's for another video because I want to show you how I transfer them in leca, or what you call semi-hydro. So for this video, I would like to show you how this particular Hoya, how I care for it and how I've been propagating it. So for this one, the reason why I've been propagating this Hoya is because it's super rare. I can't find them in the US. Very minimal number of sellers. So when I got this last year, I kept cutting whenever I have new leaves, I cut them and I propagate them. So now I have like uh, probably about 6 of this that I'm propagating. It's not a very it's not a very fast grower. That's what I noticed. Even if I give a really high humidity condition, and maybe that's another reason why it's very rare. It's a slow grower for me, at least from my experience. But as you can see, the leaves itself is just so beautiful. It has that silvery color, and let me just focus it. Silvery color, and it's not like the a regular Hoya, that Polyneura, that's all green. That silvery pattern is one thing that made this particular Hoya very, very rare. I think a lot of the hobbyists are keeping their plants, and like me, I keep propagating and keeping it. So you can see this is a newer leaf, and it's so nice. It's just so beautiful the way the pattern is growing, and I cannot really focus it. Sorry for that. But yeah, that's the newest leaf that I just got from this mother plant. So my plan is one of my this mother plant. I believe I'm gonna, since my other propagated cuttings are growing, I'm gonna keep this, and it will keep growing now. And this will be the one with which will have the blooms. The blooms is yellow with red center. I haven't really smelled a bloom of this one, but hopefully in a few months or so, since I will not be cutting this anymore, let's hope for some blooms. It is in a chunky mix today, and it's been the original mix. I don't want to touch that because it's been happy in this condition, in this substrate. I only put moss around it for humidity, and then I keep it in enclosed um, Ziploc bag, or in an enclosed container. That will be very happy with a bright light. You can grow it under a grow light, or if you have the luxury of sunlight, not direct sunlight, but just bright indirect sunlight, it will be really happy. So humidity is the key, a high humidity and a bright light. For the nutrients, I use water and a very small amount of nutrients, but I don't give them nutrients during this season because it's really cold, and if I don't see a need for now, but we'll see. I think just a little nutrients will be good, but I didn't have any problem with the method that I use. It's been growing, so if there's no problem, I don't change anything. So for today, I have these 2 cuttings, and I am going to show you the plan for this. So I am gonna put them today in moss. So this will be the container, and this container we're gonna put some moist moss. That will be that moss is actually I put it in water with nutrients, so hoping that those will be helpful for my plants also. I cannot really guarantee that it's really helping with the water with nutrients, but that's my method. It's been working for me, so I don't change it. And I think some people use like other method for they spray they do spray their Hoya. For me, I avoid spraying my Hoya, and the reason for that is I noticed that they tend to have problems in their leaves when I spray the leaves. And the reason why I grow Hoya is also for the leaves, because of those beautiful patterns. So I don't want to damage the leaves, so I might just increase the humidity around it instead of spraying it with water. So here you go. This is how I put the moss. And this one, I'm gonna put it inside a Ziploc bag. I think you're familiar with this, right? So I have a big Ziploc bag, and that will create, this is one of the sample for the Ziploc bag. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna put it that way, and then we'll put it in under a grow light, or usually I put it near the window if I have a good sunlight. But most of my plants, when I'm growing them, I put them on a grow light, and that will be happy considering the high humidity inside the bag. So after a few weeks, I'm gonna give you some updates on my beautiful Hoya Polyneura Broget, or Broget. I'm not sure how, I'm sure I butchered this, the name of it, but anyway, this is how it looks. I know that a lot of people are looking for this type of fishtail Hoya, but I'm lucky enough to get some and propagate some. So I'll be giving you updates in a few weeks, and hoping that this setup inside a Ziploc bag will give us a good result. And then I am planning also to show you in the future how I grow my Hoya in a semi-hydro environment. That's for our future videos, but I hope you like the topic for today, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell button also, that you'll be notified for my future post. Thank you, and we'll see you on our next video. Have a nice day.